Alright, so I don't really ever want to make a video like this because it's basically just me not talking about video games in a way. And it's really boring. And yeah, so I want to talk about what's going to be happening moving forward with my channel and what I'm going to be doing personally. So, if you don't know, YouTube, FTC, COPPA stuff's going on and around. There are thousands upon thousands of better people that can explain this to you. They have plenty of videos on it already. They have legal analysis. They have all this and that. Heck, even some smaller streamers can probably, if you go in and ask, they can probably at least describe some of it. And above all, it's not my place to really talk about it. Well, it is my place, but I refuse to. So I do want to just talk a little bit about why my content can be seen as a problem area and why I'm ultimately going to be privating a lot of it. So when it comes to my content, I use a lot of technical and a lot of statistical analysis of the games I am playing. Whether you see it as such or not, I'm talking about encounter rates, I'm talking about damage output, I'm talking about DPS, which is a more technical term. In a way, it's actually just an abbreviation for damage per second, but you get what I'm saying. This commentary that I do is not for kids. It never will be because it's too rapid fire sometimes and too statistical, and it's talking about stuff that they probably have no idea about at the time, like code execution and a lot of other smaller details, and talking about storylines and other stuff that maybe they could understand, but the details of why it does or does not work can kind of miss their mark with kids. And I've never really tried to change my commentary for kids because one, that's not my target audience. My target audience has always been fans that are older and can understand my commentary. And I'm not saying that as like a negative, but it's always just been what I do because I don't really see myself as kid friendly. But at the same time, I do understand. I play Pokemon. I play Kingdom Hearts. I've played Metroid. I've played Mario. I've done all these different kid friendly, though I question if Metroid's really kid friendly, but all these kid friendly games, video games that use cartoon characters or they use kid-friendly assets to kind of sell and market their games. Mostly the Nintendo properties kind of fall under that. It's mostly kid-friendly. But when it comes down to it, I sit on the side of I use kid-friendly material or video games to then add my non-kid-friendly commentary to. And of course it's my play style that is on show, but a lot of people don't see that third little side of it. But when it comes down to it, I'm basically showing a playthrough that can be seen as kid friendly while my commentary is not. And so I sit in this nice little gray area because of how vague the guidelines are. And I don't exactly disagree with the whole point of this. I do agree with child safety. I've always agreed with it because children need to be protected online. It is a very dangerous area. And especially with how kind of nasty a lot of big corporations are with tracking and getting advertisements in every feed possible. It makes sense. I get it. But the hard line stance of we're going to give you vague guidelines, if you don't follow them, we're done, it kind of needs to be changed or at least be clarified, which is ultimately where I sit at. So I make upload content. That was originally my goal of the YouTube channel. Whether I got big or not, it was a hobby. It was fun. I love talking about the games I've played for years upon years. I have dedicated thousands of hours to some of these games. Pokemon series has had easily tens, thousands of hours plus. I played way too much of it, especially for an adult. And even for a kid, I should have probably studied and just done something a little more inclusive than freaking psychology. But when it comes to that, it's one of those things where I kind of really want to continue uploading, and it's what I did and what I started with, and it was my original intention. Streaming kind of came up, and when I was originally deciding what to stream and what to do, I was stuck between YouTube and Twitch, and I chose YouTube because I was lazy. So at the end of the day, if I have to stop streaming on YouTube, I'll just go to Twitch. It's mostly just a side benefit at this point. But if I can't upload, then I'll go to streaming, which I think is a lot more fun in certain ways, but also a lot more stressing in other ways. So I do want to talk about what I'll be doing with my streams and my uploads. So when it comes to my uploads, we'll talk about streams first, but when it comes to my streams will be privated December 8th. Before then, I will be finishing Fallen Order, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, because I think it deserves to be finished. Ken's Labyrinth, which isn't going to take that many, probably 2 Sundays at most. It will then take The Outer Worlds, which has maybe 1 or 2 more, and then Bioshock, which maybe has 1 or 2 more. And ultimately, I will be doing these at very odd times compared to my normal. I am transitioning over to Twitch, which I will actually be streaming in a couple hours over there. And what is basically what's going to go on is that I'm going to continue streaming how I did, though I will be changing my style to be a little more free in a way, because it's not, I don't have to make it as similar to my upload content where it's technical. So maybe I can be a little more freeform, which, I don't know, it'll be freeing in a way. But at the same time, when it comes to the streams, I will be finishing all those before December 8th, and then I will be privating them. The reason I don't want my content to be seen as maybe non-kid-friendly when it is, or kid-friendly when it's not, and I don't want to see it that way, especially with the vague guidelines that are already put in. I do not want to mess with that. And especially sucks because a lot of the other series that I've kind of started and had hoped to continue at one point are not going to make it through. They just aren't. The Wii Library series is pretty much going to die, which really sucks because I didn't even make it that far. But maybe I'll continue it one day, but it would just be on YouTube, and it probably wouldn't work out. So when it comes to streams, pretty much my last stream will probably be one of the 4 games I mentioned, probably Ken's Labyrinth. Probably just end on that. And then my uploads, which I will continue to upload up to December 8th, though it's probably going to be very sporadic. There's not much I can do with that. It's the holiday season, which makes this even worse, but my uploads will be private at the same day as my streams. Now, when it comes down to my streams, I have another avenue in Twitch to explore and have fun with. My uploads do not, and that's why I originally came here for. So I will be privating all of them, and I'll probably be continuing to upload privated videos, and I'll probably just post a link in my Discord or something along those lines, and making sure that basically my kid-friendly thumbnail and title cannot be construed as kid-friendly content. That is basically my my goal, is to make sure that my uploads are safe, because that was my main concern. My streams are side on YouTube anyway. And so basically December 8th, everything will be privated. Just doing that. And then as time goes on, maybe we'll learn more about the guidelines. Maybe we'll have an actual content checker one day, I hope, that will come on, and I can put all my stuff through it. I can see what works, what doesn't, and I can unprivate stuff as I go. Mostly I'll be focusing on the uploads. The streams I kind of will do, but it's not necessary. I have Twitch to kind of fulfill that need, but uploads, I have nothing that fulfills the need. So I will eventually see how the guidelines fit, and if I ultimately can't post any of it back, I will find a different site or something to continue uploading, or I'll do some wonky Twitch thing. I don't even know how that will work, but that is neither here or there. That is in the future. And I will start to look into it, especially since all of this goes into effect on January 1st. And after January 1st, I will be figuring out whether I can unprivate stuff. And I'll be looking into it and seeing what's going on. And I will eventually do another update video. Probably December 8th, I'll do one where I say I'm privating all my videos. It'll be incredibly short and a quick statement to follow me on Twitch. Because, you know, advertisement. But at the same time, there'll be another one, probably January 2nd. Where I describe what's going on, and then probably later in January where I know more and more, and I will keep those that are interested in my upload content updated. I will. One of the things though is I will be going to Twitch and I will be streaming my normal times, which if you're not interested in my streams, I understand. My streams are a little bit I guess dry in a way because I try and keep it similar to my upload content, or I did, where I would try and be analytical, but at the same time I'm not as familiar with the game, so I do understand why a lot of people kind of don't like the mix of technical and analytical to kind of analytical and just kind of dry humor. I do get why maybe one doesn't like the other, but if you do want to give me a follow, I'll be putting the link in this video's description. Excuse me, nice hiccup. But ultimately, if you could just give me a follow, that would be a great help. Just getting numbers is kind of the main goal for the next week or so, and I will be starting this Twitch up. I'll be streaming Monday through Saturday, and then Sundays for the next 2. I will be streaming on YouTube, but after that, Sundays will be a day off, which, I mean, everyone deserves a day off from work and playing video games. So, yeah. Thank you for watching this if you did end up watching it. And above all, I hope to maybe upload more in the future once all of this is figured out. I'm sorry it has to be this way, where a lot of my series are kind of in a stuck motion, I guess, where I can't move forward with them, especially the walkthroughs and even the backlog stuff. I really do want to work on them, but regulations and stuff. But if you could check out my stream, if you do want to hang out with me, the goal right now is of course to get the 50 followers that are needed. I'm pretty sure that we can, I don't know, get a nice half in a decent amount of time. That would be cool. I'm always looking for the future. So thank you for watching. I hope to of course see you guys in stream for Twitch, or even the last little bit of upload or stream content on YouTube before all this goes down. And yeah, till then, if you do end up coming back, but if you don't, I see why. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to take it personally, but I guess not till then. But for those that will be seeing me in the future, till then.